Hello folks, this is Scott with Dallas Paint Correction and Auto Detailing here in Dallas, Texas. I wanted to bring you guys in on this absolutely gorgeous Mercedes. I think this is a 2000, let me open up the door, sorry folks, let me take a look. I think it's a 2013 or 2014. This Mercedes is unbelievable. It's the CLS63 S model AMG. It's a four-door sedan. I think this is Mercedes' fastest car that they make. This thing does like 0 to 60 in about 3.1 seconds. It's unbelievable the power out of this car. But that's not the reason why I brought you in. There is moments where you're going to be doing some type of paint correction. I'm doing paint correction now, but this is a little bit more different. This is a little bit what we call paint enhancement. There are things I'm removing off the paint, but I'm not going after everything. This thing was bought used. It's in relatively good shape as far as mechanically is concerned. The inside is gorgeous. The outside needs a little TLC, and let me tell you what I'm doing. Let me get on the floor. Oh guys, sorry I'm so shaky, but I want to show you what I'm doing. All right, so we're looking at this paint job, right? You see my reflection there? Boy, what an ugly mug you guys have to look at. But I want to bring my light in and see, can you see all those swirl marks? If you actually focus in on the light itself that's in my hand, don't so much concentrate on the beam, but look around that light, right? Look at all those swirl marks. Well, this is what? That's a 2013, we're going on 2018. Is that 5 years of probably improper washing and drying? Plus it's black. Trust me, black paint is not forgiving, it's a nightmare. So what does my customer want? He bought this thing used, got a great deal on it, absolutely loves it. He wants to give it a facelift. Look at those swirls. Nasty, huh? Gross. Okay, let me turn the light off and now you guys can see me. So what am I doing in the moment? I want to try to remove some of that neglect, some of that improper washing and drying over the years. Wow, the reflection's still pretty good though, right? And what I've decided to do is kind of do a 1.5 step moment. Holy crap, Scott, you love those 1.5 step moments. Well, what I'm trying to do is remove all the swirls off the paint, the hazy paint, all that good stuff, and let me show you what it looks like. So you know what that side looks like, right? It looks like a nightmare. Now when we come to the side, the door that I just did, it's not going to be perfect. This is not a trying to get a level 9 or 10 out of the paint, but let's go over here. And what do we got? We've got far better clarity, no swirl marks. We do have some deep ridge. You can see right to the left of my light. That's okay. We're not looking for absolute perfection here. We just want to clear up this paint, pull off the spider webs, remove all the swirl marks, restore shining gloss, and then we'll come back over here and we'll take a look. This just turns into a nightmare. How hazy, how spider webbed up, how swirled it. Look at that. And then if we come over here, boy, it's like night and day. So what I want to talk about is, and my reflection's much more crisp on this side than if we come over here. It gets a little hazy on this side. But what I want to talk about is, how do you do that? And where do you draw the line? Are you trying to create perfection here? Do you want to whip out a rotary, cut a lot of the clear coat off? Do you want to use a DA with a microfiber pad and try to get to a level 9? I think what we have right here, in my opinion, is like a level 6. What I have on this side of the panel is like a 7.5, maybe pushing an 8. There are rids that need to come off the panel, but that's going to be far more aggressive, a lot more time, a bigger budget. And that's not what we're trying to do. We're just trying to restore some shining gloss, remove those swirls, spider webbing, and just give this thing a really nice facelift that it deserves so it looks absolutely gorgeous. So what I'm using, guys, is I'm using this stuff right here, Griot's Correcting Cream. Using this as a 1-step. In the moment, I'm going pretty slow. I'm doing very slow arm speeds over this area. This correcting cream is doing a great job to pull up all the defects that we're trying to go after. We're not going after everything, folks. We're not trying to get perfection here. This is more in the lines of paint enhancement. There is a difference. Not that I am not removing some defects off the paint. I'm not trying to remove them all. And I'm using a DA and I'm using an orange cutting pad, but I'm using relatively low arm speeds to kind of pull that stuff off and give me some shining gloss. And then what I'm going to do after that, I'm going to use Griot's finishing sealant to polish up a little bit, because even with this stuff as being a one-step, or technically could be used as a one-step, the paint's a little hazy on this side. I don't like it, that bothers me. Although I got the defects off the paint that the customer wants off the paint, wants to spend, and the budget is appropriate for it, I'm gonna go over it with Griot's finishing sealant and use it as a polish and lay some protection down. But I just wanted to talk about how that can be achieved. This looks nasty, this looks a lot better. So we're going from like a level 6 to a 7 3/4, maybe pushing an 8. To be able to get a 9, we'd have to go after those deep rids, get really aggressive on one step and then polish out. But we're not gonna do that. We're just gonna do a nice little simple deal here and not break the budget. And when it's all said and done, we'll have an absolutely gorgeous car. I love this thing. 3.1 second to be able to go 0 to 60. This thing will push you. You can see this door and the fender, how nice it looks. I've already done this side here. Then we come to this side. I mean, gloss is still there. It's black. The camera's not picking it up, but it's hazy. It's not as nice as it needs to be. But I'll bring you guys in when I'm done. But I wanted to just talk about that paint correction versus paint enhancement. Yes, when you're doing paint enhancement, you are removing some defects, but you also have to talk to your customer. What's important? What's bothering you most on the paint? And this guy said, "Scott, get the swirls off. I can't stand it. When I look at it in direct sunlight, it just kills me." But he's not looking for level 10 perfection. So there you go, folks. Love you so much. Talk to you soon.